I feel caged inside myself. No one really knows what I go through. Constant worrying about what people may think of me when they find out. It's time to break free. The first time I realized I had a struggle was, I believe, in second grade. I was reading out loud in class, and I just remember just kept on fumbling. I just couldn't get it right. I was stuttering. I was just didn't know. And I just heard everybody laughing.
Reading disabilities are tough because there's an array of different difficulties that kids have with the reading, and everything that instructors do within education is highly based off of reading, which then puts that kid in a very uncomfortable position, not knowing how they're going to obtain the information. So it's finding alternatives, it's finding and seeing where that student currently is at with their reading levels, and then working from that position forward. But first and foremost, it's got to be about building the kid's confidence. Your smile was infectious. You had a jolly that spread throughout a classroom. But you always walked with your head down a little bit, which then tells you that there's a lack of confidence in oneself.
Having a learning disability impact my confidence like very in a negative way. I just, that's one thing I just was never confident in. So I will find different ways to be confident in a way. I was really funny. So in class, that's how I gained my confidence back, because if there was something that had put me in the circumstances that I would have to read out loud.
I told you you have to read. You have to read.
No, I'm not reading.
How am I going to do this? Man, then I started breathing heavily. Then I feel like I'm going to pass out, or I just look at everybody's face and just see how they're looking at me. And then I hear the teacher ask me again, "It's your turn, Sequela." Fuck you. I just told you I wasn't going to do this before class. But now you got me in front of everybody. And I just pick up my stuff and go.
Running from all the misunderstood pain I felt from this having the learning disability causes me to lose passion in the one thing that helped, choir. I excelled in choir going into my senior year of high school. I was in chanteuse, which is the second highest choir level at my high school. My teacher would not let me progress to chambers choir because I was not able to read music. And I felt like to myself, like, how would I be able to read music if I couldn't even read in my own language? So I quit choir.
You being the little engine that could not, you didn't want to do it. But it's a simple thing, right? And so to go and to do the study of it and then to reflect upon your own life and adopt that kind of philosophy of the little engine that could, even though it's a childhood thing, I think many adults need to go back and re-examine the little engine that could. Because we continually argue that limitation that we can't because of this policy, because of these beliefs, because of this idea that's set forth. No. Study it, learn it, and then present it.
In my senior year, I took an IEP test, and when I got my results back from the test, I was told that my reading was at a third grade level. And at that point in time, when I got the results back, I felt so devastated. I felt depressed. I felt like there was no hope for myself. I didn't know where to turn from there. I just felt really sad and just didn't know what else to do or what to think.
We quit on ourselves too much. And that's my job as a teacher, is to push you outside of your comfort zones.
Took it upon myself to study on my own, look at words and sound them out, remember the word and what it looked like, to remember what the word was. Even with the help, and even though I felt depressed, I just knew that I didn't want to be this way forever. I wanted to be able to read at the correct level that I was supposed to read at. So I knew that after I was offered to come and go back to school for the half of year, that I was just pretty much determined to get the information and get to the level that I needed to be at. Instead of just giving up and losing hope, I kept hope and faith.
Because when you leave high school, everything's out of your comfort zone. And the one thing we like to do is go back to that comfortable area, but the problem is that comfortable area doesn't allow us to ever grow as an individual.
If there was one thing that I had to tell a person with a learning disability, I would tell them to never give up, keep fighting, because one day there's gonna be a time where you have to face it. There's no running away from it. Love yourself, never give up, keep trying until you get it. Those are the main things that I would say to someone like myself.
So does education give us greater fruits in the future? Oh, without question. Without education, what will we be? But the more we study, the more we learn, the greater options we have in life, period. If not, your life's just going to be the way that you live it. And I think there's more to it than that. And education teaches us that.
You made me a believer.
Cody Love.
You made me a believer.
From the blue in the sky to the brown in the dirt, it's like your beauty conceived right in Mother Earth. It's like Father Time stopped the world for you, for the Son of Man to admire your essence. You're so beautiful. It's like I have the eyes to behold what words cannot describe, what pictures never told. The space between the lines, the mind that's filled with gold. A glimpse into your eyes is like a painting of your soul. And when we are together, our love conducts a fire. The conversations in silence like galaxies start colliding. The way that we are vibing is enough to break a Richter scale. It's like our future was poured out of a wishing well.